Hey everybody, this is Debbie.
And this is Jacob.
And tonight's lesson is going to be on side stars. We want to show you side stars because they're in a whole bunch of washing machines. And if you can make side stars look nice, you can make your washing machines look really nice too.
And like with most acro moves, it's easy to do a side star, but it's hard to do really, really good side stars. And it's even harder to do every side star that there is really well. And one more thing, I don't want to presume to say that we are teaching perfect side stars, as if there is a perfect way to do side stars and only one way. There are many different teachers and they all teach them in different ways. And we're showing you how we teach side stars.
All right, let's get started.
Yeah. First we're going to show you the easiest way to get into a side star, which I think is from ground into a couch.
I start with my arm connected to his leg, and then I just do a little bit of a sway to get in. And right away, I drop this bottom leg so that it makes a nice shelf right here for him, and then I lift my top leg up pretty high.
Yeah, this is easy for me to hold. There's more weight on this leg than this leg. And it's good to practice side star positions first in a couch, because a couch is much easier than a side star. And now we'll show you a trick. Once you've gotten good at couches, you move a hand over to your leg, and then you slowly take this foot away, and voila, you're doing a side star.
One thing about side stars is flyers, it does kind of hurt your hips a lot. It can be painful, especially at first if you're not used to it. So one nice thing to do is to wear more than one layer. Like if you have pants and then put a pair of shorts over your pants, it can really, really make a big difference. So I highly recommend that when you're first getting started.
Now we're going to show getting into side star from bird. Debbie drops her hand, and I externally rotate my foot, and then I help turn her, and we're in a nice side star. You want to say what you're doing, babe?
So the first thing I do is I drop my leg down, and it makes this shelf right here for him, and then it'll put his foot right in the right spot if I just drop my leg down. The other thing I'm doing is lifting my top leg up pretty high, and then my arm can go up straight, and I have most of the weight in my hip and not in my hand. I'd say I only have 10 or 20% weight in my hand, and the rest of the weight is in my hip. You can even play with the weight a lot. This is so much weight that I can take my hand away, right? You can also go the other way, put all the weight in your hand, lift your legs up high, but it's nice to find that good middle ground and make a pretty shape. I try to find so that my torso is straight across. That's how much angle I'd like to be. And then my legs, I like to lift them up pretty high and this one down pretty low.
And what I'm doing is, when bases are first learning, they tend to have their flyer turned like this, but we don't like side stars like that. The base has to turn their leg, and I have to basically internally rotate my foot, and that keeps the flyer's head over this way, so the flyer is perpendicular to the base.
Another thing I'm doing here is I'm rolling my top hip back so that I'm completely sideways. Like I want to point my hips and my shoulders to this wall here. And I'm going to pretend that there's a hallway and I can't hit this wall and I can't hit this wall. I want to be right in between the two walls.
We're going to show you from sideways, so Debbie can show you exactly how straight she is in her side star. And if you're doing it right, it should look like you're between two panes of glass.
A lot of times I will see people's legs behind them and they're super arched like this. And I tell them, can you see your toes? And then they take the arch out of their back and then they bring the feet forward and they're like, oh, there they are. So try to keep your back in a straight line, no arch at all, and look at the wall in front of you.
A way to test if you're straight, try looking at your toes. If you're arched, you won't be able to see your feet.
Another good thing to do is draw a line from your top toe to your bottom toe and make sure that's a straight line. And that means none of this.
So we got good at holding static side stars. Now we're going to work on dynamic movements. We're going to do swivels, where the flyer's on your foot moving back and forth on one leg. And then we're going to go side stars from one leg to the other leg.
And flyers, this is going to take a lot of core control. So you'll really be squeezing your stomach and your legs a lot.
I'm going to start with small swivels. And then as you get more confident, do bigger and bigger ones. We have a lot of practice with this, so Debbie can get a whole 180 degrees. She can actually touch her foot to my head. Now let's do the other side. And what are you doing, babe?
I'm really squeezing my stomach hard, and I'm trying really hard not to swing my top leg behind me and do like a scissor kick. It's really easy to do this, so I'm fighting that, and I'm keeping that straight line from toe to toe. And then as I'm swiveling, pressure is changing in the palm of my hand from my pinky side to my thumb side, and I'm helping Jacob rotate me.
Now we're going to show swivels from base right foot to base left foot. That when you first do this, you should do with hands, and you can help to place the flyer into the right place. Hold your side star for a second, and then you can grab hands again to go to the other side. See how my toes are out, externally rotated. And once you get more confident, I want you the base to take his hands away. The flyer can still use her hands. And there's some tricks to make this smooth. What I'm doing is I'm helping her to rotate a bit. I bend my knees a lot. You can see how one leg is straight, this one's straight, and then I bend it to help tilt her onto the other foot. And I'm gonna pause Debbie for a second so she can talk.
So I'm placing my hands on the inside of his knee, right where I want my side star arms to be. And then I'm doing a switch kick with my legs. So we'll watch without hands. So I pike my leg down, and then when he brings me to the center, I bring my other leg down, and then I switch. And each time I bring my leg up, I'm rolling my top hip back. So a lot of people will bring their hip down like this, like they're ready for a bird way too early. And they won't ever lift their top hip up here. They just kind of hang out and bird. But each time I come up, I bring my hip up.
We're going to do a base point of view shot to show you exactly how to do this. I'll explain what I'm doing first. So I have to bend this knee pretty far, and I help her turn. This is why we did the swivels on one foot, because I have to turn her into place to get her sideways. And then to bring her back, I bend this knee, and that one's straight, and then I bend that one. And I'll record a couple going back and forth so you can see what I'm doing with my knees. I go bend, straighten, bend, straighten. And I'm going to show a close-up of my feet too, because I want my feet externally rotated. And let's pause for a second. I'm catching her like this, and her weight is on my heels, and my toes are out. So when she rolls onto my foot, she lands in just the right spot. And I wanted to get a close-up of exactly where her body is on my foot. I want to keep her in about the middle of my foot so she's not too far onto my heels or my toes. All right, now Debbie, you want to say what you're doing?
So I'm putting my hands on the inside of his knee, right where I want to be for my side star. And then I'm bringing my bottom leg down and my top leg up. And Jacob brings me back to center, and then I switch. So I bring my top leg down and my bottom leg up. And you can see his feet push my hips into place. He stacks me by pushing my hip up. And I help finish the stack by rolling my top hip into place. So don't leave your side star hanging out down low here in bird. It's not finished if it looks like this. You want to roll this top hip back and lift your top leg up.
We're going to show you a way to get into all of the side stars very organized in a systematic way. These are all the ways you can get into them from the ground. And we're going to tell you the names of all of the side stars.
Okay, we're going to show you 4 side stars on this side, and then we'll show you 4 side stars with me standing on this side. The first one is on Jacob's inside leg, and this one is called an inside regular star. It's inside because my head is on the inside of his legs, and it's regular because I'm facing him and not facing away. That's one side star, and then I'll reach across to his other leg. This one is outside regular. I'm outside of his legs and regular because I'm facing him. And then I flip around, inside leg.
This is the same one that we've been doing from the bird. These are the most common side stars because everyone does side star from bird. Inside reverse. This is outside reverse.
So that was 4 side stars, and then you can do the other 4 on this side.
Inside regular. Outside regular. Inside reverse. And outside reverse. The next thing we're going to show is kind of advanced, and you can do it or not. We mainly want to show you so you can see how you can get into different side stars from different poses. We're going to show bird, back fly, reverse bird, and whale. And I'm going to get into side stars with internal rotation and then external rotation. This is the normal kind. This is bird with external base foot. And the other side. And now back to bird. And now this is bird with internally rotated base foot. And it's hard to turn all the way across, so I'm going to go to bird first and then step. And then internally rotated on this side. Okay, I'll let you down. And now we'll do it from back fly. First, externally rotated base foot. And I can step all the way across. Externally rotated base foot. And now we're going to pause and back fly. And now internally rotated base foot. And back. Internally rotated base foot. And then back. And I'll let you down. First with an internal rotation. And back to reverse bird. And now with an externally rotated foot. And now one more from whale. Internally rotated base foot. Back to whale. And now externally rotated foot. Back to whale. Great. I hope you guys liked our side star video.
Yep, and if you guys want even more practice, try doing swivels with each one of those different kinds of side stars. And you can even practice taking those up to star and down from star, so practice going up and down in all the different ways, and it'll be a challenge.
I'm going to add one more side star training video to the end of this one, and it's all of the ways to go from side star to star and back. That one was very difficult, but you guys should try it. Okay, we're going to sign off. See you guys next time.
Thanks, guys.